Another viewer emailed us with this question. Dwight writes that he's interested in getting started in real estate investing for both short-term and long-term, and he'd like to start by investing in real estate as additional income and hopefully grow that into a full-time real estate investment business. So, guys, any advice?
I always say there's only 4 types of product you can put your money in: the stock market, real estate, business, and maybe collectibles. And so I think he's right to say I want to get into real estate, and I think there's no question Florida real estate, as we talked about it, there's 4 types of commercial real estate. There's retail, there's apartments, there's industrial and hotel, motel, and some land deals. And so I think, again, as we were talking, knowledge is key. Danny?
Well, Dwight wants to be Donald Trump. Sounds great.
Yeah.
Well, it's the American dream. Be who you want to be.
Exactly. Now, 3 years ago, it was hard to miss. Again, it was like shooting fish in a barrel. If you're getting into the market now, I think it's important you get yourself educated. If you want to make a living, and go to real estate school, go to real estate broker school, maybe go to mortgage broker school. You've got to learn about the different types of return on the property, where you want to make your money. Is it in income producing? Is it in appreciation? What your goals are, and then specialize in something. Pick out the type of properties you want to be involved with. If you think just because you've got some money in the bank now and you're going to just go on the street and pick out properties and resell them or rent them, or if you think you're going to jump into the foreclosure market now and buy foreclosures, I'm telling you, there are professionals out there that will eat your lunch, that really do this professionally for a living and know how to do it. Until you're ready to spend the time to learn the right way to do it,
And
be patient, do it right.
And we say there's 4 factors of commercial real estate: appreciation that we talked about, cash flow, amortization of the loan, and tax benefits. And so I think, as you said, it's a balancing where you can get more appreciation in certain neighborhoods, more cash flow in other neighborhoods. And so what type of return? And basically it's like your home. It's you put a deposit or down payment, you get a mortgage, and you have a return on your investment, a cash flow, and usually without a mortgage, the property will yield like a bond X dollars, as long as it's rented, as long as it's maintenance. And so there is a business model that you should learn, and that is very effective long-term and short-term, as Dwight asked.
I think it's great advice. The advice, Dwight, that you just got, to me, is $1 million piece of advice, and that is get education.
Yeah, and then from there, partner with people who know more than you do. Before you go out to look at investment property, you better sit with your mortgage broker. And he can explain what your costs are going to be and the different ways to finance it, whether it should be done as a commercial loan, whether it should be done as a residential loan. Another thing, I had a very successful real estate investor tell me, I said, how do you make your money? When do you make your money? He says, I make my money when I buy.
Exactly.
Really?
It's all in the buy.
It's the way he buys the property is where he makes his money. He's not worried about, what's the market going to do and how. It's looking for the right purchase. So it's when we say you got to be patient and don't jump in and be a real estate mogul, that's one of the keys, is that you make your money when you buy.
So Danny, the education that you're talking about would help at the buy. You'd be able to determine what's a good buy and whether or not you're going to make money on it.
What's the market?
And what's the market? Sure.
What's rental rates? How much is the rental rate? Is there a gap in inefficiencies? And so what the property is being currently rented for, what the cost of running it. Each product has its own kind of internal cost, 25%, 40% of its gross income on apartments and retail. So all those things is, I think, great advice, Danny.